Hello everyone, I'm Werner Gruner speaking to you from Lisbon. And one question I get almost every week is this: is it still a good time to invest in Portugal's property market? Now, instead of starting with data, let me share a quick story. A client from the US once told me he was looking for a place in Europe that was safe, stable and enjoyable. Somewhere where the numbers also made sense. He compared several markets like Spain, Italy, Greece, but he kept coming back to Portugal. And why? Because here he found a rare mix of predictable growth, high quality of life and prices that still felt reasonable compared to what he knew back home. Of course, prices have gone up. Lisbon, Porto, the Algarve, they've all seen strong appreciation over the last few years. And yet, for many international investors, Portugal still looks affordable. If you are coming from the US, the UK or Northern Europe, the value proposition remains clear. Low prices, lower stress and a lifestyle that's hard to match. And add to that the country's residency options. The D7, the D8 and the Golden Visa, which make it easier to live here long-term or spend part of the year. That mix of lifestyle and accessibility is exactly what continues to drive the demand at the end of the day. Now let's talk about the other side, supply. There simply aren't enough homes being built to meet the growing demand, especially in high-demand regions like Lisbon and the Algarve. In some areas, foreign buyers now represent more than half of transactions, which keeps pushing prices upward. Investors need to understand the fundamentals, which are limited supply and strong foreign demand are what's holding prices where they are. On the financing side, conditions are still interesting. Mortgage rates in Portugal around 3% compared to roughly 7% in the US, a big difference that keeps liquidity in the market. For rental investors, yields remain solid, I would say around 3 to 4% in Lisbon and Porto, depending on property type and management. If you approach it with the right structure, Portugal can still deliver healthy, stable returns, both lifestyle and financial. So what's the conclusion? Portugal still works, but it's a market that rewards knowledge and patience. The fundamentals remain strong. Quality of life, a secure environment, favorable taxation for newcomers, and solid rental income. At the same time, it's a market driven largely by international demand, so it requires a long-term view and very clear understanding of policy changes, zoning and supply trends. In short, it's not a market for speculation, it's a market for strategy. If you buy right, and for the right reasons, of course, it continues to be one of Europe's most attractive destinations. At GetProperties, we've been guiding international investors in Portugal since 2014. We don't just show listings, we provide market context, financial analysis, and local insight so you can make decisions confidently. Portugal remains a compelling opportunity, but only if you understand the market, the neighborhoods, and the timing. So take a moment, look beyond the headlines, and if you'd like to discuss your investment strategy in more depth, feel free to reach out. We'll help you see the full picture and invest the best way.